Welcome back. My name is Aaron. This is Char and Bark Barbecue. Today, I'll be making a breakfast fatty.
Lift off and the clock has started.
So there are a ton of videos online and a ton of different recipes about how to make a breakfast fatty. I'm just going to show you the way that I would make it. So the ingredients that you will need 1 pound of bacon. You will also need 2 pounds of breakfast sausage, whatever cheese you like to put in it, whatever rubs and/or seasoning spices you would like to use as well. You'll need at least 5 softly scrambled eggs. I went ahead and caramelized a little bit of onion, jalapeno, and serrano. And instead of using barbecue sauce on top to glaze at the end, I'm gonna use a little bit of maple syrup. Let's go and get started. All right, so you first want to go ahead and make your bacon weave. So I went ahead and already laid out 10 slices of bacon. It's a little bit thinner, it's not as thick cut, so that's why I'm using 10, but it's going to be able to make sure that we can make a nice sized bacon weave. So you'll start with pulling one side back, and you lay down a piece of bacon, cover it back up, and then you're going to alternate. Grab another piece of bacon, lay it down on the underside, flip those back over, and to not completely bore you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get all this knocked out, and we will come back and I'll show you what the final product looks like. Welcome back. This is the final product of the bacon weave. As you can see here, it does make it a little bit easier if you go ahead and use some wax paper down to when you make the bacon weave. I also have another thing of wax paper with the 2 pounds of sausage. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to place this sausage on top of the bacon and go ahead and start assembling the breakfast fatty. And all I'm going to do is just fold this over on top of the bacon, and you can just pull off the wax paper and you're good to go. Pretty simple, easy trick. For the next step, I'm actually going to go ahead and use this Meat Church Honey Hog Hot Barbecue rub on the inside of the sausage. I will also be using a different rub on the outside of the bacon, but just for the sausage part, I'm just going to coat it. I'm going to go ahead and lay down my cheese. This is just cheddar cheese. I'm going to just place it kind of on one side of the breakfast fatty. Now, you don't have to use cheese. I'm just choosing to do so. So I went ahead and scrambled these eggs beforehand. I used the Gordon Ramsay trick. If you don't know that trick, there's a YouTube video out there for it somewhere, I believe. You want to make sure your eggs aren't cooked fully, so these are going to look really, really soft. The Gordon Ramsay style eggs are very creamy, but since we're going to throw it on the smoker, it's going to allow for it to not get overcooked and dry, and no one likes dry eggs. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put the onion, jalapeno, and serrano mixture on top of the eggs. Just let them caramelize for a little bit. Just, you know, to add a little bit of a kick. Alright, so this is why you want to go ahead and use wax paper, because this is going to help you actually roll and fold up the breakfast fatty. So let's go ahead and attempt to do this without messing anything up. Just want to fold it over slowly. To me, it kind of feels like you're making a really big breakfast sushi roll. So I went ahead and rolled it up. What I'm going to do now, this is the seam side. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of the rub on this side, and then I'm going to flip it over on this rack here. That way it's easier transfer from to the smoker and off the smoker. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. For the rub that I'm going to be using on the outside is also by Meat Church. It is the Gospel. Go ahead and just sprinkle this on this bottom side. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put some toothpicks in the bottom here just to make sure that the seam is nice and sealed, and then I will flip it over onto the rack. The flip is done. I'm going to go ahead and coat this other side of this breakfast fatty with that same the Gospel from Meat Church. Alright, so like I said, I already have it preheated to 225 degrees. I'm running some B&B mesquite pellets. Let's go ahead and place it on the smoker. I'm going to do it on the bottom shelf today. I'm just going to place it on the fire side, I think, just right there. I'm going to go ahead and stick a probe in it. We're looking for an internal temperature for about 165, so we'll go ahead and just keep an eye on the probe and we'll come back when it's done. So the breakfast fatty is done. It has been glazed already for about 10-15 minutes with that pancake syrup. I'm going to now slice it up into pieces and we're going to go ahead and taste it. So I went ahead and sliced up some pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste. That's actually really super delicious. You can see the smoke ring right here on the outside of the sausage. And the bacon is nice, and it's not super crispy, but it's crispy enough where there's a nice bite, so it's cooked all the way through. Has a nice flavor from the rub and then the pancake syrup on top. This was the breakfast fatty. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other suggestions, go ahead and comment them down below. Also, do not forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.